What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Watch. And today we got a brand new video. We're gonna be doing another tier list video. Yesterday we did a PvP tier list. Today is going to be a PvE tier list. So before we get into the tier list, let's see. We have a nice little holiday giveaway thanks to my boy Sai over on Twitter. I'll link his Twitter down below if you want to go say, if you get the gift, you know what to do. But Sai over here, he messaged me a couple days ago last week saying that he had an extra account that he wanted to give away. No, he just wanted to give it away. It's a fresh account, and he asked me if I could give it away for him. So we're actually going to take a look at the account very quickly. I'm going to do the giveaway, and then let's switch over to this. Okay. So this is the account we're going to be giving away today. And as you can see, it is a fresh account, rank 2 account, absolutely nothing done. Please take this account immediately and start working on it because the Hawk Pass is about to go away. You don't want to miss out on a lot of these things. I should have done this giveaway like a few days ago, but I was just busy with a bunch of stuff, and to be honest, I forgot. So let's take a look. Unit-wise, this is what it has. We have all the free-to-play login units. So I believe Gother was from the tutorial. Elizabeth is from, she was a login at one point. Lilia's a login, Deldry's a login, and Halloween Gila is a login as well. Then, if we go take a look at, on top of already having the 330 stones, we have 11 summon tickets and 23 SSR, 43 SR tickets. And this is because these are one of the accounts that's been logged in since day one, and this is how many tickets have been given out. So just by logging in constantly, this is what you get. So this is the account. I'm gonna be giving this away first, and let's go over and do that. So I believe it's this one. We're gonna do giveaway, and it's gonna be ABC123. So whoever gets this, make sure to comment down below, and of course hit up Sai. Just tweet at him and be like, thanks for the account. That's what I want to see. That's it. Congratulations to whoever got the account, and once again, thank you to Sai for giving the account. Now we're going to go back and finish up the tier list. So, similar to yesterday, what I'm going to be doing is ranking units up until the point where I don't feel like ranking them anymore. There's like a certain point where the units end up becoming like I stop caring about them because they're not good anymore, right? And if you're using units at that point, it's like, who cares? There's like once you get to the bottom tier, it just does not matter. Like I simply do not care about ranking them. People only care about the units at the top, and that's what we're gonna start with. So of course, similar to yesterday's tier list, Gother at the top, God tier. Absolutely no one better than this unit in the entire game. Just used in everything, PvE, PvP. Well, regardless, like PvE, he is just used in all content throughout the game, right? You have him, he's amazing. King, God tier. Free to play healer, petrify, insane damage. You can get both of these units are coin units, and you can get the max ult as well. Just amazing overall unit, does so much for your team. These are the only two units I'm gonna be putting in God tier. Let's move down to SS. By the way, I took this tier list maker off of Nagato, which is why it doesn't have Elate, and I don't know too much about Elate to rank her at all. So I'm not gonna have an opinion on her yet. I just haven't seen enough of her. Besides that, we're gonna start moving down. So 1, 2, there's one. Okay. Actually, we're going to must-haves. Right? And PvE will include raids. So we're going to do it like this. I'm just organizing thoughts right now. Let's go through the raids. For Red Demon, you don't need you don't need Slater for Red Demon because he's fine down here. Because you can use Red Ellie Hawk. But you definitely need your King, you need Red Demon Meliodas, and I think Green Meliodas is a must-have for story. So I'm gonna put these three in must-haves. They're just like, if you want to beat the game without being, stuck at any point, you need these three units. And I don't think there's like really a way around it. Like without him, doing Grey Demon is a pain in the ass. You might be able to beat it, but here's the problem, right? If you go into multiplayer and you try inviting people to your raid without having a king, people leave. If you join someone's Grey Demon raid and you don't have king out, you will get kicked. It's not even a matter of if you physically need him to do the raid. It's more a matter of you will not be able to do. If you guys remember Blazing Days and you remember 99 luck Jiraiya plus OT, if that brings back anything, any memories, that's exactly what the situation is. Now, same thing with Demon Meliodas when it comes to Crimson, and then Green Meliodas for the sake of story. You have him, he will just wipe through every story mission. Full counter is broken. That's really all there is. Okay. So, S tier. Escanor, absolutely amazing. Merlin, absolutely amazing. Just useful in a bunch of content. Useful absolutely everywhere. Now, I'm going to slowly start filling in stuff. I'm getting Facebook messages, so I'm going to close out of Facebook before I do anything else. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to start throwing in units little by little. Okay, let's talk about this. I'm gonna just throw in a couple units at a time, talk about it, and then move on. So, I'm not really sorting these from left to right. They're kind of just like thrown in here. Demon Meliodas, amazing wave clear. Lilia, heal plus makes everyone else do more damage. Useful in guild boss as well. And on top of that, Meli is probably one of the best farmers in the entire game. So, there's that. Who did we add in here? We added these three. I also didn't talk about Slater. Slater, one of the best, if not the best unit for Red Demon. Absolutely blows it apart. But the thing is, you don't really get to... You don't need him because Red SR Elizabeth exists. Slater's a coin unit, so that also gives him a little bit of a boost. But the fact that SR Red Elizabeth can do just as fine, it makes him worse. Otherwise, he might have been in the must-haves. Arthur has been growing in popularity thanks to Guild Boss, as well as not just Training Cave, but just overall a very good red unit, right? He gives stat boost to everyone on the team. His level 3 also gives debuff immunity, and then he's used for Hell Crimson. Hellbrom, just a lot of damage. He has a Petrify, he removes Ult Gauge, overall really good unit. Ellie Hawk, same thing, amazing single target damage, debuff removal, which is those two really. Excuse me. Now, actually, I'm going to also include this Hellbrom in here as well. He's a buffer. That's it. We're going to put Hauser there. I think Diane is better in PV. The Hauser's double AoE, right? That's why I like him up here. Also synergizes very well with Lilia. You can just run like an AoE team of D-Melee, Lilia, Hauser, and then use them to farm everything, and it's just super fast clears all around. I like this. This tier might grow a lot bigger. Diane, free-to-play unit, I think she's a lot better in PvP than she is in PvE. She's just good. Like, there's nothing really else to say. AoE, ult, AoE, one of her skills, the other skill is single target, I believe. Yeah, that's really it. She's just useful. Like, you'll use her in, you can use her for Super Boss Battle Gother a lot. Besides that, like, if you don't have any of these for farming, put her in there. Bon, also just nice AoE clear. I want to put this Merlin down here. Let's start throwing people in there. It's like we're getting to the point where it's like it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah. Now the reason why it's getting a little bit harder to rank people is because we're getting to the point where, if like, once you're below like B, it really does not matter if you have a single one of these units, to be honest. I should throw Elaine in here because she's also a stat buffer. But she's not used as much. Put it in here. Like, yeah. Like, until new content comes out and like you have to use one of these units, you really just don't. Like, I just don't use a single one of these units ever in PvE at all whatsoever. I don't use a single slime unit. Like, in Training Cave, I can use... Here, what we'll do here, we'll call this Training Cave Fodder. We'll just chuck people in here, right? Like, people that I use in Training Cave. To be fair, Merlin can go up there. It's like... you just don't need anything else. This doesn't even matter, right? Training Cave Fodder is this entire... Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. Okay. I just move people around as I think. Okay, so this is what we're gonna settle on for now. I'll make adjustments if I feel like it. Who do we move around? Let's go with B tier. Merlin, useful for petrifying thing, but Gustav exists, so who cares? It's like you might not have Merlin because Gustav exists. I put Merlin here. If Gustav didn't exist, I'll put her there. Gil Thunder, a really strong taunt and defense. buffer, but she's not like Helbram, where Helbram buffs all attack stats. She just buffs attack only. And yeah, I think her passive's worse. Like Helbram doesn't die, so he can tank a full hit, which is really good. Diane, just a strong tank with taunt. That's it. Healer. You have Gila and Lilia here because they were both free to play units that you could get easy max ultimate, making them very powerful units for. We're gonna put them up here. These two have easy 6 out of 6 ultimates, and because of that makes them better units, not just to use but also as support units, and that matters a lot, right? I'm gonna just include that as part of PvE. Having a strong 6/6 SSR support is a must-have for getting higher CP and higher stats. So just that alone makes these two significantly better. Valenti, more defense. This king is amazing in the new Merlin super boss battle, but the boss battle is super easy. Then you have like these people who are just like used at times, like for very specific one mission type things. And then everyone else is like I'm getting to the point where it's like anyone below A is like irrelevant. And you can do all the content in the game using everyone A and above. So that's kind of my point. So take everything below here with a grain of salt. Like it's just not worth thinking hard and putting like, oh well, Gother belongs in C. Like no, it just does not matter. You don't need them. Any unit below A, you just don't need. And that's like the nice thing about this game. A lot of the content can be beat with a very few amount of like. If you had only S and above, you'd beat every single content in the game, 100%. Right? And if you only had a handful of S and above, you would still beat every single content in the entire game. And that's really all it comes down to. So this is what I'm going with right now. A lot of these units, the newer units, are getting thrown in training cave fodder because there is no power creep when it comes to PvE as of yet. All the content is beatable by the current units, and at least the way they're doing it will still be beatable, which means that newer units are going to be ranked lower because they're harder to get. Meanwhile, older units have a higher tendency of being in your box, meaning they have a higher value on this tier list because they're easier to be accessible. And at least that's how I'm doing it, right? Like, you don't have to agree with that. That's just how I structured this tier list. So that'll be it for this. This is the PvE tier list, right? Tomorrow I'll probably end up doing a overall tier list that encompasses just the best units in Grand Cross between PvE and PvP. And it'll be the same format, just get to like a certain tier and then just don't care after there. So hopefully you enjoy. This is really it. Shout out to Nagala for letting me yank this. I didn't really ask him permission, I just took it, but it's open to the public, so I don't really need to give him a thanks, but I'm doing it anyways. Shout out to Sai for the giveaway account. Make sure, if you get the account, let me know. You know, at me on Twitter, at Sai on Twitter. I want to know, and you know, it just makes a good time. Hope you guys have a happy holidays, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.